today we are at our friend's Art and Bree's beautiful homestead here, and we are helping them butcher their cow. And this is our first time experiencing something like this, butchering a cow or just a larger animal.
So today we're actually going to kill our steer. He was born here on our little homestead, and we're going to basically do the first part of the process. We're going to stun him, skin him, gut him, and then we're going to take him to a local butcher.
He was born December last year, so yeah. January, he's 15 months.
He's a small steer because he's half Dexter, half Jersey.
Yeah, which are both, Dexters are especially small breeds, but Jerseys are as well.
So there's two types of facilities basically. There's all the USDA facilities are live kill facilities. That's the requirement. They have to actually see the animal. For one, they have to see that it can walk in the door.
Oh, I see. So
like you can't sneak by like a sick animal to them.
Yeah. And
like an animal that's on the ground, and you can't just shoot it and bring it to them and then sell it. So it has to be basically a healthy animal. They at least see it can walk through the door. What we're dealing with is a local butcher shop which works for people. They mostly do deer. That was the majority of what they do. But they'll do hogs, they'll do anything really. But they are catering to people who are putting their meat in the freezer basically. Their rules are you can't bring them anything. You can't bring them any external part of the animal. No hooves, no hair, no skin. Actually, you can scrape a hog and bring it. But it has to have no hair on it. So if I brought a deer in there once and made the mistake of leaving just the feet on it. Like there was only this much hair, and he couldn't carry it into the building. He had to saw it off in the back of my car. Wow. So they can't nothing can have hair going into their facility. It's kind of the opposite. And then wash off that table. I like pigs, but I have more affection for him than any other because he's a cool animal, honestly. He's fun to watch. Fed him every day. He was born in the stall in the downstairs of that barn. Oh. So, we didn't watch him be born, but we were there right after he was born. So. Was the mean rooster trying to get you or something?
I got this close.
how come he's not keeping the cow?
He's a steer, and he just would be a 1,000-pound pet. He's not 1,000 pounds yet, but
okay. Was this a goal?
Yeah.
At the beginning?
Yeah, and basically, if you have a milk cow, you're going to have a calf about once a year, and if you keep all your steers, you're going to have like an animal sanctuary eventually. And it's just that was the goal.
I see. Okay.
Morning.
You know, as we are living this homesteading lifestyle, I think over the years we've grown accustomed to talking to different people on people raising their own meat, and so it's almost like we are kind of used to it, even though I've never done it or seen it.
I'd like to put him on his back. I think we can.
If you had asked us, you know, when we first moved here, maybe 3 years ago, then I think it would be more of a. I think it'd be different.
It would be shocking.
I think it'd be more shocking for us because we're definitely not used to it. But as we're in here in this space, I think in this community, I think it's not as shocking anymore. Because I also think that, you know, this is where our meat comes from.
Do you want to go play calico for this?
So they can lose 6% of their blood volume. As much as 6% of their weight from the blood. And you might get half of that out in the bleed.
People were doing this years and years ago, and years ago this was normal. And it's maybe not so much normal now, but as we are in this community, it has become normal. What do you think about skinning you?
Kind of like a big chicken. Like when you section off your chicken meat, like a whole chicken. It's kind of like that, like taking the skin off or separating the meat from the bone.
It did feel a little sad, but I think that's normal. I think that's healthy. I think by having that emotion and that connection with our food helps us to respect it more, and having friends that raise their own meat, and you know, we butcher our own chickens, and being a part of that whole community, you know, it makes it more normal. And I think that is a beautiful way of living.
Dad, is it the snack?
So you could just eat this now.
Yep.
You don't have to like wait.
You want it to, did we miss something there? With a cow, it gets a lot more tender if you hang it for a week.
So then from here you just go to the butcher?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the last thing for that. And then I've still got to pack up and bag the organs we pulled out, and we're going to try to cut the tongue out of his head. If not, skin his head here.
The heart. What is this?
This is the liver.
Liver. What is this?
Fat.
This is the fat. Oh. What are you doing then?
I'm just taking off pieces that are not the liver.
So how do you think it went today?
I think it went really good.
Yeah.
I was happy with it. I was happy that he dropped right away. We didn't have any issues with the kill. And I think we did a really clean job overall. So.
And that was the first time you did a cow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In some ways it's easier than doing something smaller like a deer, because like working the back end of the cow through, everything's so big, it's easy to work with. So.
Right.